Wassail, gente hermosa, beautiful people. I'm in Mexico. So it's so humid here. I've moved from Cancun to Mérida, and it's hotter. It's more, it's more humid. I'm just lathered and sweating. I thought I was going to have to start doing nude readings because wearing clothing is it's so difficult. So we've got lots of exciting things to see. I'm studying at the moment Mayan because I'm going to go to Chichen Itza and take you all there. Also, especially hopefully for the autumn equinox, because that's when the snakes appear down the edge of the stairs. It's really fascinating me how close the mythology of the Mayan is to Norse mythology. It's completely fascinating. I haven't got very far yet, but I thought now that I'm here and I'm not quite so jet lagged, it would be a good idea to just throw some cards. The first cards that I've done here, I haven't touched any of the decks. I've just been trying to sleep in 30-degree weather with a body lathered in sweat. So, we have a card. Ooh, look, it's Blade. Cut through the crap. This is actually one of my Mayan calendar symbols. I have rabbit and blade, tone 11. So Blade, there's something about, there's the sun and the moon represented in this card, but that bird is also reminding me that there's something to do with a change in the natural world, a change in the seasons. Okay, so autumn equinox, and the 6th of October, a change in the retrograde period. So Pluto comes out of retrograde on the 6th of October, which is the new moon in Libra, which is also my sign. Maybe this is a reading just about me, but I'll share it with you. I have just arrived, and I did have a dream with my parents in last night. And we are here for Day of the Dead. Oh, look, see, I talk about my parents and the card The Beloved comes out. That's so sweet. But actually, what's really interesting about it is it's 6 and 5. It's making my tone 11. But it's also talking about going backwards. There's something about going backwards in time to understand the history of, they're saying in the history of inheritance, what have we inherited from the past and what have we lost? That's an interesting concept. Let's keep going with these. There's a storm coming in, a massive big storm, and I was rather hoping that it would, if I sat here, that it would get involved. It did just rain so hard. I've put the mic there because you wouldn't be able to hear anything. But I'm hoping that we might see some flashes of lightning in the background. So what else would you like to tell me? What else would you like to tell me? I feel like the man that lives next door is a Mexican Homer Simpson. Just shouts all the time. Oh, look. 4 and 1. In many ways, it's saying 6, 5, 4, 1. So, but it's also 5, 5. It's talking about that change. Bringing dreams into the reality, bringing dreams into the now, looking at your past and making sure, oh, look, we have got 6, 5, 4. So we've got 6, 5, 4, 1, 4. So, I mean, I'm going to take this, it's all gone dark. Hello, hello. Can you see me if I do that? It's gone dark again. Well, I'll just have to be a shadow. I don't know why it's doing that now. Oh, there we go. I think I just need to dip it much further down. Hello. 2, bringing dreams into reality to create a beauty wave. So cut through, understand your beloved emotions, understand the emotions that made you what you are, and they are reminding me, ancestor emotions. What did your ancestors bring? How do I get that to light up properly? I'm just going to try and fiddle with it in post-production so that you can see me. So I'm going to put a little tarot on that, and then we go into some Norse runes. But yeah, it's something to do with bringing the dreams of ancestors forwards into the now. Obviously being here in Mexico, I'm doing a lot of research and looking into Mayan, Aztec, Toltec, Olmec, all these early cultures, but also discovering that hidden among all the what we call Latino Spaniards who are Mexican, there are also lots of smaller places where the tribes still live and they still speak their individual languages. And there's something about a reconnection to the past to make a better future. So we have the 6 of Swords. This is healing of the heart. I mean, this is air frequency. It's Mercury in Libra. Mercury is in Libra. And Mercury is about to go retrograde. But Mercury is bringing a cosmic gift. Interesting. So let's have a few more cards. I have to keep sitting down like that or you can't see anything. I keep losing myself from the screen. I've had to pull the camera forwards though, hoping that it would get a little bit lighter, but that's not working that well. So we have the Empress. Things coming back into flow. That's very much this energy of rainbow, beloved rainbow. Flowing into the now, flowing into a new frequency, all blockages being removed. There is something very much to sense at the moment in that the retrograde season is about to start to unravel, but you need to remember that Gaia, Uranus, will remain until about the 22nd of January in that retro, and it's really that planet, the Uranian energy, that's doing the most change. So we've got a 6 and a 3 here, so we're just missing the 9. We're getting a lot of 4s coming into power. This is interesting because this is a gate before the hummingbird. And this is the sun in Capricorn. There's something to do with that Gaia Uranus coming out in January on the 22nd. That the sun will bring some kind of new energizing frequency from the end of December through. It's interesting, numerology's become very strong here because all of the roads are numbered, which is handy because it helps you to find a way around. Here's the 9. Tesla code 639. And this is eclipse. So we're being given, us, a clue as to how individual and collective power will move forwards and the eclipse on the 4th. That's what all these 4s are. Of course. Okay, so what's the gift? What's the gift? What's the gift? What's the gift that's coming? What's the gift that's coming? It's Pachamama. It's the growth of the self. a rebirth of the self. Again, it's a 4. 4th of December. Very important day. I mean, I haven't thought ahead that far yet. Here comes some more rain. It'll get exciting now. What's Pachamama bringing in with her? Look, it's like I mentioned the cards, the deck provides the magic. There's real magic that's going on here. I want to say it's water sorcery. I've been, before coming, every time I picked up this deck, I got water and the sorcerer. And Chichen means at the edge of a well, and Itza means water sorcery. And so the cards keep trying to show me that there's so much magic hidden inside this wonderful country. Hola, Mexico. So, hummingbird. What's behind the hummingbird? If the hummingbird's behind Pachamama, what's behind the hummingbird? A growth, a spiral. Figurative transformation. We're getting a 5 and a 4 again, like we got with Beloved. This is the slow movement, Pachamama the snail. We've had that before. But it's something to do with moving the heart, emotions, water. It's getting loud now. It would be nice if we just had a crack of thunder and lightning. So we want one more card, please. What's behind the spiral? Oh, it's fallen in the water. And that's funny. It's fallen in the puddle of water beneath my feet. And it's magic. It's water magic. It's water sorcery that's coming in. And that's 33. So we've got 5, 4, 3. Before we had 6, 5, 4. 5, 4, 3. 2 on the hummingbird. It's going backwards to find a way to spring forwards. That's interesting. Can you hear the rain? Can you hear me anymore? Come on! Lightning! I want a crack of thunder. 12 frequency. The Hanged Man. Now, if you've been watching Reem, you'll know that she's started to see this image moving. He's being let down. Odin is being released to bring forwards new energy. And I want to say something, but it's so loud. I want to say that there's a Mayan mother goddess called Coatlicue, and she is the woman of the snake skirts. And a ball of eagle feathers made her pregnant, and she birthed the pantheon of gods. But she's a snake goddess. I love this water. It's water sorcery. Anyway, she's coming back, and the Coatlicue, her devotees, her disciples, her maidens, her priestesses, they're very much like the Valkyrie, and they are returning. That's the image that I'm getting. Can you hear me? Right, so look. It's all about numerological magic. This is 12. And then we've just got 1 and 2. 12, 12. I want another couple of cards. Also, I'm being told 3, 3, 2, 1. It's a countdown. Okay, so What are the message with Pachamama, the hummingbird, the spiral and the magic? What are the message with Pachamama, the spiral, the hummingbird and magic? Okay. Okay, we've got 4 and 8. Actually, it was 8 and 4, the way it came out. It's got the sun in Virgo, which is now. And then we've got the moon in Cancer. So it's the 8 of Pentacles. A key is being formed to unlock. They're showing me it as like a projection. As like almost a see-through dream of something that you're not willing quite yet to believe in, but how as we move forwards to this end of the year, you can begin to create not clarity, but like rigidity, to actually bring true 3D physical frequency to a dream. So these are just a projection, they're invisible, but down here the energy, if you can flow enough of your expression of where you wish to be as we move into 2022, you will begin to have that formulated. So they're now saying that we're looking at this whole energy of 1s and 2s and 0s. That's why we've been counting backwards. We're heading towards a series of 1s and 2s and 0s. It's like binary language plus quantum, because it's in both places at the same time, and if it's in both places at the same time, it needs another structure to make it physically visible. So I'm just going to ask, what are we counting down to? 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 The clearing of a collective smoky mirror. A clearing of, they're saying a clearing of the drowning. Like drowning in emotions. I'm just going to have to pull that door to. One sec. Just knocked itself open. And I don't want any mosquitoes slipping into my room and biting me. One's already bitten me on the cheek. So 4, 7, 11 again. Tone 11. We need to look into tone 11. We're going to be doing a lot more on some Mayan astrology as we move through this, but I need to actually witness it in situ to get a better handle on it. So, what's the smoky mirror? What's it all about? Okay, so it's something being delivered, 59, 14 frequency from the upper world. This is a new frequency being delivered in 2022. So let's leave those there and let's move to Odin and the runes, the raw runes. I'm so excited to see these in Mexican light. So let's give them a rifle. Here comes the rain again. Here comes the rain again. I'm so hot and humid and sweaty and wet. Okay, we've had a little spillage. Might be enough to read though. So we have heartache and needle. So that's Hurteka and needle. And the response to those are waken, originate, and onwardness, move forwards. It's definitely moving forwards from, look, heartache, yes. and the hummingbird was here. I'm hoping I'm going to see a hummingbird for real while I'm here. I'm sure I will. I just need to look at the energies of these and see what's going on. Somehow you've got to turn around and look backwards to the past. You've got to look at your own heartache and see it for the nutritional purpose at which you suffered it, so that you can actually make a clearance and move forward. So there's a real transformation of having to look backwards, not just at your own life, but trying to connect it to an ancestral story. And then you waken. The waken is to take, you see, you're taking this energy and you've got to turn that energy round entirely from this direction to this. And then when you do that, you're taking this, turning your whole world upside down with understanding to bring you to the energy of waken. So they're really massive energetic shifts that are taking place. To clear your gateway, to clear the gateway, that was the Four of Pentacles. This is the gateway that's watched over by the hummingbird, the gates of Ishtar. So there's a great series by Reem on the gateways. Also, we've just had the 9-9 portal. Mine was spent travelling. And actually that's interesting, because last night I had my dream after travelling here to Mérida. I only arrived here yesterday. I spent the week before in Cancun, which was it was a little bit like being in a kind of a waiting station, not being fully in Mexico, even though I was in Mexico. So yes, it's interesting that today is my parents' wedding anniversary, and I had a dream about them, and they're talking about clearing the emotional pathways. I want to say that this is Ishtar frequency, but as I learn, we'll discover a little bit more about Coatlicue and her Valkyries, as we're calling them. I'm being told to look at this vast wall of water that's spewing out. It's literally a cosmic spewing of dead emotions, of choked emotions. It's quite interesting because the Iceland volcano has paused, and that's the fire part done. Now comes the water. So what would you like to say, please, about the heartache? Oh, okay, I'm shuffling the wrong deck. I'll just finish and see if a card wants to come. No, see, I'm meant to be doing the Odin deck. But they're drawing me to an overflow. It's leech, it's leche frequency. You've got to allow this energy to bleed out. And as I've said that, it's spewed. Oh. Right, so one card at the moment, bleed out, love. It's got to be redefined. It's Freya. Freya, you need to stop shielding yourself from your fears. You have to face your fears. Well, that includes me. I'm going to be facing all kinds of fears on this journey here in Mexico. But we'll do it. We'll do it all together. There's another one. That's a wrist card. Oh, it's magic again. It's the Coatlicue. It's the vulva. I don't know why. There we go. Love frequency, magical love. Clearing, waking, changing, transforming. I don't know if you can hear the guy next door, but I'd love to know what it is he's saying and why he just shouts all day long. And there doesn't seem to be anyone there responding. There's no second voice. He just shouts all day. It's really loud, and there's no other sounds. Right, come on, let's have another card to go with Freya and the Volva. Elks. Elks is about wearing a new energy, a protective energy. So I'm being told that it's the steps of the past, the steps of the ancestors will reform. Again, it's this turning around, being scented. We get that energy of stankness, but we're being given this energy of protection. Right, so let's just go to the raw runes again. Absolutely, my whole shirt is just dripping wet now. When I go out, I have to take 3 shirts and a plastic bag because I walk for about an hour and then have to change shirts. And then when you go in any shops, the air conditioning inside every shop is so cold that you do your shopping and then you come outside and it's worse because you've been protected. There's something they're saying about that energy. We've got to stop mollycoddling ourselves in our lives. We've got to face things. I knew blood was coming. There's a lot of talk about Mayans and Aztecs and human sacrifice and blood and the sacredness of blood. And I will be honest, right now, I don't know what to say about any of that, but we will get there. But it is interesting that blood has become quite a theme within many of the runes, and I am fascinated by that. So butcher's broom, scrub, clean off. We're cleaning off old wounds. We're cleaning off old wounds. And now we have was, sap. Cleaning off old wounds so that new, blood. They're saying blood, sap as blood, but sap as earth energy, as the frequency of the earth rising. And look, we're going back to where we started with an 11. Isa, the frozen emotions, and to be gripped. But this card, although I've put ice and gripped on it, this card is just like the hanged man, the hanged through, that Reem was talking about, the changing of an energy. I feel this is the first stroke of existence. You've got to go right back to the very beginning of your DNA to make these changes, to scrub off old frequencies that have been draining generation after generation. And this is really the energy of clinging to life, not gripping like a pole in fear that you're going to fall over and slip. We came here to make the slips. We came here to do the bad footsteps. Where's Elks? To do the treadle all round the wrong way, to slip and to fall. And we've got to be much more of the frequency of Skadi. Give ourselves that protected snowshoe energy. But we've got to, they're reminding me of when your consciousness first comes into your single cell, it fights for life. It fights to divide. It fights to make new cells. So, can we have the last 2 cards, please, from Odin, to go with scrubbing off, letting the sap rise, and almost beginning a new life is what it senses. There, 1. So journey, horse, movement, season. I'm also getting that sense of autumn. I'm also being drawn to planting seeds. Planting seeds, yellow electric seed year. Look, we're in Mayan calendar territory. I'm not plugged into it enough yet. I'm still plugged into the fact that my body clock's not working with me. So, can we have one more Odin, please, to explain this seeding? It's seeding new ideas. You've got to grow those new ideas. And then you will become yourself, your true self. Look, these two symbols together. It's giving me the echo of this. You can't create this openness until you face your shadows, deal with the issues of the past, and then this energy underneath needs to be pulled down and earthed, and that will create the space in your present. You're building a new energy frequency. So we're going to have one last rune. Let's see if we can just get one to fall. It's quite hard with these. Can we have the final message, please? Oh, there's two. So Yana is unwind and life force sigil. So your life force needs to be unbound to the past, unbound to what you believe is your truth, to create a new truth. And look, this has that seed. Create the new seed, which is in the card of Earth Magians, earthly power. Create this seed and open yourself to plant the seed into the real world. Because both of these cards are about planting. And you can see the energy of connecting yourself. This is no different. It's just that it has a little bit of a kink in it because it's alive with something new. It's still you, but it's a new you. That's what they're saying. We're working now on a new you. So I want one final one from here, since there were two there. I would just like one card to end. Fire, sap, rising. They're saying to me, take your head out of your dreams. Take your energy out of your dreams and push that to become the energy. So it's like I was feeling a little bit stuck in Portugal and I was waiting for some kind of movement to happen for me, and instead I decided if I wanted change, I had to move. I had to get on a plane, which I don't like doing, and make the move to a new continent. So I did it. So they're just saying that my story there is kind of just a good example of showing you how you have to apply your own passions, your own new fires to build the dreams for your future. Okay, so that's the first reading in Mexico, in Mérida, and I'm now going to go and try and cool off. I'm so hot and sweaty, but I am determined to get used to it. Except I just met the woman who looks after the house here, and she came round, and I said to her, because it's very, very hot here, I said, do you ever cope? Do you get used to it? And she said, no. Thought she was going to say, yeah, of course you do eventually, but she said, no, you never get used to it. She said, it's just too hot. She said, but actually right now, she said, it's quite cold. Anyway, have a beautiful time, people. Wassail.